Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, a tutorial series about how to play and also a series where you decide some of the parameters. A little recap of those parameters are right here, as described last episode, the first episode. And picking up where we left off, we have renamed Devon, my only companion. If I search Devon here, as you can see it's no longer found, to Can. Now, in order to do this, I did use a mod called DCC. I'll link it and in the description here so that you can also use it if you see fit. It allows you to change the appearances and names. I'm not going to change the appearances of any of my companions, but I will change their names so that, as you can see, we can custom tailor it. Can happens to be one of my patrons, so that is why she dons that name now. Alright, so let's go ahead and recap what we're working on. What we're working on right now is to add 2 more companions that sort of fit. We are restricting it to traits that reflect our own. So right now I'm generous and merciful, and Can is also generous and merciful. Now, I'm not necessarily requiring them to be generous and merciful, they just can't have the opposites. They can't have close-fisted or cruel. We're also looking to work towards the quests here, rebuilding our clan, and that's mostly gaining renown at this point. Alright, so there's a large looter group here, and I did mention last episode, your best bet to build up your skills is to farm looters. They might seem very easy,
Shoots! Cut them down!
but the fact that they're very easy works to your advantage. Looters won't tend to kill your own troops, so it's a great way to level up your troops for combat. And then they're slow, they're cumbersome, they don't use strong weapons. They're very good to level up your own character because they just don't do a whole lot of damage. And I can also start working on my one-hander. Now, I think what I'm going to do is focus... I'm not going to have a sole focus melee weapon. Because I'm Vlandian, I'm probably going to sport a lance at some point. But I might not use it in general combat. I'll probably use a one-hander. But we'll see. That has yet to be determined. And maybe I'll allow that to be voted upon. So if you take a look here, 2 of my own troops did die, but a bunch of them leveled up, and then we captured some looters. And a whole lot of gear. Alright, taking a look at the gear here. Let's go ahead and allow Can to use anything that is currently better than what she currently has. So like arm wraps are better. That might be about it, actually. I didn't... You won't tend to find good stuff off of looters. I'll put it that way. And then also I can level up my party. So these 2 footmen can either become spearmen or infantry. I'm going to have the first one become infantry. Peasants level up, recruits, footmen, and levy crossbowmen. I tend to like a ratio of something like 2 melee for 1 bow. If you have too many bowmen, you're very vulnerable to horses. If you have too many melee, you're very vulnerable to ranged. So sort of having a careful balance of the 2 is, in my opinion, important. Let's go ahead and sell off our extraneous gear. And then also, this time around, I'm going to shop around for some gear too. So I am going to buy 2 cavalry shields and equip one myself and give one to Can. Perfect. Additionally, Can, you... Let me check skills here. Character... Can has a free focus point, as do I, but Can has a free focus point. So Can, you are very skilled in bow, two-handed, but not in riding. I'm going to put a free focus point in riding so that you can start becoming a better rider. We'll hit done. And that also means if Can has a very high level of bow skills, I should probably invest some in that. With my free attribute point, I'm going to put it in intellect. And then my focus points are probably going to go into bow and bow again. The reason being is you all voted to definitively make me a bow person, a bowyer, a archer, whatever you want to call it. So I'll put the focus points in that, reflecting the, the decision to make me use bows as a primary ranged weapon. We might at some point have a tiebreaker for what other bows. So I have a mounted hunting bow. These step bows are pretty similar. So I'm going to buy some step bows. And then I'm going to buy 2 ranged arrows and use one myself. And then head over to Can, give Can the step bow and the ranged arrows. Done. I did pay a sizable little penny for that. But this is just investment so that Can and I can be just more powerful in combat. Having an extra bow person on horseback is going to be very useful. Let's also go to the Tavern District. There's no one at the tavern. And we're going to continue on trying to raise our renown and building up our companions. Which really means jumping from town to town, trying to find companions that fit with our ethos, with our ethics. And the Huntress here is daring, good scouting, good combat skills, but that's about all you do. You're just daring. It would be... I'm going to join this tournament. I could recruit her, but I think I'm going to hold out with someone even better. So as you can see here, Can entered the fight as well. I'm not fighting Can first round. Here's the first round. It's just crossbow and sword and board fight. Oh, there we go. Now, of course, even if I go down, as long as my team advances, we're good. So this is Can's round. I could watch it, but it's pretty time-consuming. So now the next round, Can got knocked out. First round. The next round, it's a 2v2v2v2. And I'll full bet on myself. Everybody's on horseback. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you build up a lot of momentum, it's really dangerous to let enemies get a huge crouched lance bonus on you. So you got to be very head on a swivel, making sure no one's coming up to super hit you like this. Well, I guess not like that. Let me try again. So it's best to, rather than to 1v1, to build up a huge attack and take someone by surprise. Like this. My teammate got knocked off the horse. And there we go. We advance. Now me in versus a Volgear. Sword and board. Ooh. I am getting messed up. There we go. That first swing got around the shield entirely, which I was, not expecting. I'm just going to lose this, aren't I? I can recover. There we go. Oof. Oof. Alright, and then me versus a Vlandian Vanguard. Oh, I got first hit. I did Risk. And there we go. That's the whole thing. I won the Tournament of Vauxhall, got some renown, got some money from the bets, and got a horse that I don't think I'm going to be able to ride. Not now, and not for quite a while. All right, so the Huntress is here. I don't think I'm going to be recruiting her. Yeah, neither of us, nor I have the skill to ride that horse. If you're curious, that horse has a riding requirement of 90, and I have a riding skill of 22. Ken has a riding skill of 4. So it's going to be a while. All right, here we're at Prevent, continuing to... Oh, another tournament. Continuing to look. Yinwin the Ragged, merciful and honest. A good scout, an athlete, two-hander with a bow. Yeah, I think I will talk to you. That will be the scout for our group. Not one of the greatest clans of Battanian, so he's Battanian. And here we go. Pay the man. So now we have our second companion. And if I go to the clan screen, which is here, or L, I can then give him the, as you can see here, well, here, let me demonstrate. Currently, if I expand this, I have a scout distance of 12.4. If I go to the clan screen and give Yidwin the Ragged scouting, it jumps from 12.4 to 15.6 because he has really, I wouldn't say really high, but he has pretty decent scouting skill, which is going to give us the ability to see enemies on the campaign map from a lot farther out, which is great. I'm also going to take his one-hander sword. Oh, no, I'm not. Sort of. Okay, nope. You get to keep that. So he specialized, if you take a look at his character screen, in two-hander. So I'm going to equip him with a two-hander. I may not even put him on horseback. I probably will. But as you can see, most of his skill points are in bow and two-hander, and that's what we'll focus on him. But Prevent, let's go to the arena. The reason I'm doing a lot of arena fights early on, it's a really easy way to build up renown. Oh, and Can is in this fight. It's also a pretty good way to get money, and there's not a whole lot of risk involved. Because you can't really get captured by bandits here, you can't die. It's very, very risk-free comparatively. Oop, I hit the horse instead. My bad. Oh, right past his head. I think I shot my teammate again. All right, skipping. Now this is a 4-person free-for-all. I am against a Vlandian champion. Now, unfortunately for me, this Vlandian champion has really, really thick armor on. So, not a very honorable strategy, but as you can see, putting Mr. Yellow here between me... Yeah, there we go. So now, even if I lose to this little recruit, I will go on to the next round because it's the last two that go on. All right, so now it's me versus the little recruit that I used to beat up the champion. At some point, my weapon skills and my armor will be comparable to that of a champion. But they're just not there yet. And then me versus the sergeant for the final round. On Lance. Ooh, to the head. And I win again. Kettle helmet over mail. So someone's going to be wearing this. I'll have to see how it stacks up against the other helmets I have. So this is a superior helmet than I currently had on, giving Can, the other helmet, and then Yidwin the third. Perfect. Now, another thing I should do, with some of my winnings, I'm going to immediately reinvest them. Can here, or Yinwood rather, is going to get a step bow. Is going to get barbed arrows, and I am also going to buy a two-hander. Where would be... Now, he's Battanian, so I don't really know what kind of... I mean, I don't really see any weapons for him at the moment. Maybe we'll go over to Battanian territory and see if we can't scratch something up that he might want to use. All right, so if that's the case, let's go north. Try to find some weapons for our new companion. If I take a look at my journal here, I almost have the renown needed. The tournament wins have been really pushing that up pretty high, which is great. There's not too many mountain bandits in this hideout, so it would be a good idea, given the few mountain bandits that exist there, to find the town that wants me to clear that mountain bandit camp. Generally speaking, hideouts have town leaders that say, yes, I will pay you for this. Alright, so as you can see here, Can is mounted with the bow. Yinwig is not on a different assignment group, but as you can see, Yinwig there is, I guess, did I buy a... Oh, no, that's my crossbowman. Just doing the standard kite and fight. Tried and true. And then, as you can see, there are some that are fleeing. Can just gained some skill in riding. Oh, Can knocked two of them out. Perfect. Well done. So here, as you can see, riding skills and weapon skills, they've gone up. Yidwin, not having a horse makes it a little difficult for him to level up at the same speed because he doesn't have the mobility that Can and I have. So that would be another good thing to give him, even though he doesn't really have riding skills, to give him a horse anyway. So none of the town leaders in Dern want me to clear that hideout. So let me check with Inveth. No, okay. Maybe Abcomer? If it's not Abcomer, I'm not going to worry about it. Nope, okay, not going to worry about it. None of the local towns care that there's a hideout. So, say the Falcon, you are daring and generous. You have a lot of tactics. You actually have a lot of skills here. But I only can recruit one more. I can only recruit one more of my companions until I increase my retinue, or my reputation, or whatever you want to call it. Which means that more likely than not, I'm not about to add anyone. All right, so let's sell off some of these weapons, and yeah, all this armor, because none of it is particularly useful. And then Mr. doesn't ride a horse. Oh, wow, you don't even have riding level 10. I don't have a mule to buy or whatever, so we're just going to have to push on here. But I did come up this way to the north to look for two-handers. So let's just make sure we know exactly. He has two-handed skill, but not polearm skill. They're different. So let's go try to shop around for a two-hander for him. So these are all one-handed weapons. This is the two-handed axe that we could buy. It's not a particularly good one. These spears could be two-handed, but they're polearms. This hoe, honestly, is the only two-handed weapon here. I don't think I'm about to give him a farming implement and say, good luck, go fight. So instead, I'll shop around a little bit more. I can afford to feed and pay my army to do a little shopping. Nathan the Swordsman is cruel, so skip him. The arena has nothing going on. Now, even if the arena has nothing going on, it doesn't necessarily mean you can still enter the arena. There will still be some sort of fight, but it's not for a whole heck of a lot of money, which is why I hadn't entered. I think my best bet to find a two-hander is go up to Sturgia, to be honest. That's a bit of a trip for a weapon, but I'll do it. I also bought this mule here for Yinwood because it doesn't really require any riding skill, and we will slap on some sort of basic saddle for him as well. Whatever the cheapest you got. A rugged saddle. Okay, perfect. Still have a little bit of pocket change. Instead of, well, I'm going to still hit up every town between here and Sturgia. Because if there are arenas or anything, or... Okay, you're just the cool healer. I believe I've seen you before. I'm going to wait till day to see if there's a arena fight. Nope. You can actually also ask the arena leader. There will be a man who is in the arena. You can actually ask him where the fights are happening. If you're trying to seek out tournaments. But I'm not trying to seek out tournaments. I'm just going on my way. I wouldn't double back necessarily to try to find a tournament. Oh, I forgot to put.
Soldiers! Everyone! Engage!
I forgot to put Yinwood on a separate deployment. That's okay. There's that horse charge damage. Now, if I get all of the kills, my companions won't really level up, nor will my troops. So, monopolizing fights isn't always the best idea, especially when it's a really easy fight, like the one I just had. Now, I would still say that my main character, Sarlin, is totally under-geared and low level, which makes it worth it. But if you are a little bit higher level, there's really no need to monopolize it like that. All right, so I am able to get some skills here. I can either pick blocks you will make with one-handed weapons 50% stronger against crush throughs, or basher. Shield bash now deals damage and stuns my enemy for longer. I'm gonna bash. I will pick that. I found personally for that to be more useful, because if I'm blocking with a one-hander, I'm probably blocking with the shield, not with the weapon. So here, Rhadamant, he's actually the leader of Sturgia, but he also was at the Folly, and I can ask him about the Folly. Tavern District, you are close-fisted, which is too bad because you're a healer. It would have been nice to add you to my group. Alright, Yinwei. Let's go sell off the weapons and armor that I'm not using. And search for it. Oh, here. Already. I found a two-handed axe. A Sparth axe. The Sturgians tend to use a whole lot of two-handed weapons. That's why I figured going up to Sturgia would yield me the best results. So there he is. He's got... And because you're Britannian, I think I will also... buy some additional arrows for him. Another set of barbed arrows. And that way he can have a lot of shots. It was a little bit pricey, so let's see if I can't make up for the cost in the arena. First round is Can. So I'm going up against some Levy crossbowmen here. So let me skip. So a tournament prize is a pointy war sword. I'm going to bet on myself. And it's axe and board. Me versus a crossbowman. Done. All right, now this next round. Oh, did Yinwig lost his first round against a brigand? Ouch. Can lost her round as well. As you can see, did not move on. Now this round is a 4-person free-for-all. Oh, and it's with spears, which is I don't particularly love because they're fairly ineffective weapons for poking. On horseback, not at all. If I could keep getting the head of this little Sturgian archer, I can move on. And again, positioning is important. I'm making sure that he is between me and Mr. Green. Now, when I practiced this game when it first came out on Twitch, and I always joked about the spear battles being poke fights, because all the other weapons are pretty lethal, and then you have these spear battles, which are just like toothpick battles. I mean, it could be that I'm pretty ineffective at it, but they're not my favorite anyway. So the brigand I just beat up, I'm facing again because... Oh, and with another poke battle. I'm facing him again because he was the second last to go down. So now he has a redemption rematch round. Ooh, he's doing better against me than I am against him. Let me pick up his pace. Okay, I should stop tanking these spears and start trying to block them. They might be ineffective weapons, but that doesn't mean that I can just tank them as a battle tactic. Now, the reason initially why I was tanking them is it's just to make this fight go a little bit faster. Because if I don't block, it just goes faster. All right, and here is me versus a Sturgian spearman for the final round with axes. Or my speed. Not that I have particularly good skill with any of these weapons, but at least the axes are efficient, and I can knock them out quickly. So now my renown, I believe, is enough to rebuild the clan. I think. I'll have to double check. We also got the pointy war sword. This war sword is faster for me to swing than my primary weapon, but does considerably less damage and is shorter. Let's see if Can wants it. Again. Yeah, I'll give it to Can. And sell off the broadsword. Actually, reset. What do they sell both? Oh, they sell for about the same. Keep the broadsword. I'll sell what the game considers worse. Okay, so if I check my clan tier, Oh, I'm at clan tier 1. So what that means is that the rebuild my clan, my renown is done. Clan tier, up here, if I go to my clan, which is L, each clan tier, my next clan tier is at 150 renown. I'll get an additional clan party, another companion that I can recruit. The party size for each party in the clan goes up. I become eligible to be a vassal of a kingdom. So these are all really, really, really good things for me to seek. It also, hitting clan tier 1 allows me to get one more companion on top. So it was 3, now it's 4. Let's talk to Rhadamant about the folly. I actually don't care what he has to say. I just want to click through his accounting of it. So now that we've got our two-handed weapon, I think it's best if I continue searching for companions. So let's head over to Epocatria. And additionally, for me to finish the Rebuild a Clan, all I need to do is recruit like 7 recruits, which is very, very easy. And I'll do that once I get back to Vlandian territory. As a requirement of this series, not a requirement, but a preference of this series, I'm going to prefer Vlandian troops over others. And I'll only recruit other troops if it's like life and death. Like if I have a castle that's under siege and there's just not enough Vlandian troops.
Footmen! Give them assault! Infantry! Attack! Have no mercy!
So what I've just told these two to do, and I really need to change the battle groups, is I told my 2 companions to go attack ahead of everybody else. And that might give them the chance to level up their own battle skills before I open it up. And I might actually not even open it up to my regular troops. The reason being is I don't really care about the regular troops yet. I don't have giant battles or anything like that. So it would be nice to level them up. But if I do level them up, they're expendable and they also can die. So it's best to invest in companions who are functionally immortal, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Ooh, he got me with his seek or whatever it is. Oh, all right. So here's a great example of A, my hubris, and B, what happens when I'm down. So I can no longer issue orders. I can't issue orders while I'm dead. So it's really just up to my 2 companions who I told to attack this guy, and also the rest of my my army. Now that I'm down, I can also accelerate time. As you can see, they are going to easily beat him up. So despite getting knocked out, I leveled up my bow and my riding a little bit. Can leveled up his riding as well. And embarrassing to die to, or not die, but to get knocked out by a looter like that. But it's a great example of what happens from a tutorial standpoint of, you know, this is what happens when you are knocked out. So we've got a daring. Nope, she doesn't have particularly useful skills. Sell the sickle. Sell these crappy, crummy clothings. Someone leveled up. It was not me. Oh, no, it was me. I got riding skills. So my horse is a little bit more vigorous, meaning they have 6% additional hit points. And I'm actually going to wait here for some time. So there is a tournament here, but I'm simply too beat up to even think about entering it. And I'm going to continue looking for recruits. So I'm going to head out to Omor. As you can see, my health is going up. No arena fight here. Probably not going to invite a robber into my crew. Now, the other thing is the sort of personality traits that your people have, or at least in the last game, it did heavily affect. I don't really know the full effect of personality traits for here, but just from a role-playing standpoint, I like to keep it... oops, you're not generous. I like to keep it mimicking my own as much as I can. So we're here way up north in Sturgia. Sturgian territory. And we can make a cycle around here. And I hope in the next 10 minutes before this end of this this episode. Okay, so there's a tournament here I could enter that I would... Okay, you're devious. I would be able to circle back to Vlandian territory and finish up rebuilding my clan. So I didn't enter that tournament because my health was really just too low, and I thought it would be a bad investment. So here's another one, Dumat the Lucky. One-handed, two-handed, polearm, no ranged. I'm going to bypass him because not having any ranged skills makes him limitedly useful. I am being very, very picky. But of course, companions are sort of... You can dismiss your companions, but I tend not to. So I think of them as like a life choice, right? You certainly don't have to. You can bring on companions and dismiss them as you see fit. But I like to invest in them and make them better equipped and stronger. And to that end, pick them wisely. Okay, so here is someone that was also at the Folly. Godon. Another one of the advantages of going on a long tour of recruiting is you do end up talking to a whole lot of people. So you are honest, daring, and merciful. Athletics, throwing, and one-handed. Ooh. You got the right traits, but I don't see how you're useful. Man, I am really being picky. Maybe I'm being too picky. But before I leave this town, I want to trade for some food. So if I go to miscellaneous, I'm going to buy some grain and some fish because I was running low on food. And there is no arena fight. Okay, let's start circling back towards Vlandian land. And before I forget, level some guys up. Yinwid, you are going to be in group 5 formation with Can as well. And that allows me, if I want my companions to attack or follow me or whatever, I can just hit 5 during battle. And you can change your battle groups like that. I do think that every time you save and load, however, whoa, you are just the worst. Every time you save and load, your battle groups do reset, so keep that in mind. That you will regularly have to set them back up, which is maybe a bug, I'm not sure. Alright, so Myzia was under siege by Moncheg, I think, but now is not. You can't visit besieged cities, but you can visit the ones that aren't besieged. Oh, and you are terrible. Yeah, maybe I've been too picky. I'm going to be a little bit less picky. But let's enter the tournament. We are in Imperial territory, so likely sword or bow. Oh, wow. Lances. Oh, unfortunately, Yinwig, wow, he went down quickly. Alright, there's another one. Let's get this fancy archer. Goes. And now it's oh boy, everybody. And my teammate is a recruit, which means that they are very low stat. But still, in a 2v1, it's not that hard. So now, even if I fall, we are proceeding to the next wave here. Now, my honor is also at stake. I'd like not this for this little bandit to beat me, but I played a little fast and loose, so maybe that's... Oh, nope. Bandit's not going to beat me. The other one will. But as you can see, even if I got knocked out, as long as you are of the last two... Oh, man, that hurt. Because here's that bandit again. And then the guy that knocked me out. He's got very, very heavy armor. As you can see, I'm... every swipe I take barely hits him. But my teammate just railed him with a spear. And then it's me versus the Vlandian recruit that I've been carrying on my team for this whole time. Which is kind of funny for a final battle, because their combat stats are miserable, and as such, very, very easy to beat. So we got a round kettle over Imperial padding helmet, we got some renown, and we got some money. Let's see if this helmet is better. It's 22, so it is worse than everything else we're wearing, but I'm going to give it to Yinwid anyway, because it's tied for his helmet. Alright, so we are going to continue to head back to Vlandian territory as fast as we can, so I can, perhaps in 4 minutes, finish up my rebuilding the clan. If I don't take too many pit stops and I'm just stopping at towns, I think that's doable. I just won't take any arena fights. You the Wanderer, daring, scouting. I don't need another scout. Now, ideally, I'd bring on a surgeon or an engineer. Those are two party skills that I'm lacking. I don't really... In my experience, I don't find engineers all that much. Athletics, throwing, one-handed, daring, and generous. I generally find... I do find some doctors, but ironically, they tend to be cruel. I don't know why, but that does tend to be the pattern. Now the red, nope. Alright, I do have 17 days of food left, so we can continue without having to resupply. And I have just enough people in my party that the average group of looters are kind of leaving me alone. That's going to be really important when you're starting off as well. You don't want to have so few... yep, again, medicine, but closed-fisted. That's really unfortunate. You don't want to have so few people in your party that every group of looters tries to jump you. It's best if they're trying to flee from you. That way, you're not constantly being re-engaged, but not have a party so large full of like low-level recruits that you can't chase them down either. It's a careful balance. Wow, you're called the Golden because you keep all the gold for yourself, don't you? Which is too bad because he had particularly high combat stats. All right, let's head up to Sargo. And once we get to Sargo, or Sargot, I'm not sure which, we can start to do quick recruits. I only need 7 to hit the rebuild the clan. All right, anybody here? Folk the Smith, generous and merciful with smithing skills. I really wish you were an engineer. But let's go ahead and recruit troops. Oh, there's no one to recruit. All right, so let's town hop, or village hop, I should say, just to add the last 7. So there's 6 of 7. And there's the last one. So now, I gained 25 renown because I rebuilt my clan. So as you can see, the clan tier has shot up. If I check the journal here, that whole rebuild the clan is now done entirely. Which brings me perfectly to the end of this episode. So I wanted to thank everybody for watching. If you have any questions about the game, or tips or tricks or anything like that, do drop me a line in the comments below. If you think that I should allow for the melee weapons to be re-polled because it was a perfect three-way tie in the original poll, let me know in the comments. I'll probably end up doing it anyway, but I'd like to hear your feedback on that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios.